Okay, so again, everybody, we are focusing on IELTS speaking part 3 for those of you who are just joining right now. And we are focusing on a Band 9 interview. The topic is solitude. And again, this is coming from aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. We are using these websites today for our lesson. I will be using them to speak with some volunteers. Our academic IELTS website looks like this with the blue background. You can click that big red button to join our premium IELTS package. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. And for the general IELTS, it's the green background. Again, click this red button to join us there. Students, if you have some questions, send me an email to adrian@aehelp.com. And to follow our schedules, subscribe to the channel, and you can also follow us on Instagram IELTS_AEhelp for academic and GIELTS help for general. Of course, our apps have a lot of information. Also get our apps, academic IELTS help and general IELTS help. We've got a short break from March 27th until, February 27th until March 1st. And then we will have lots more live classes for you. Okay. All right. So we're doing IELTS speaking part 3 right now. Okay. And IELTS speaking part 3, you want to give some nice full sentence answers with good explanations. Now, this speaking part 3, again, it's kind of a continuation from part 2 and part 3 that we did earlier this week. Remember part 2, it was about improving a relationship, and we talked about our sister and tennis. Okay, so joining a tennis club. And then we had a part 3, which was about relationships. Okay. Now we're going to talk about solitude. All right. And solitude means spending time alone. Alone. All right, so we are social creatures, humans. When you hear the introduction of part 3, you should be thinking of vocabulary that is connected to solitude, like spending time alone. Okay, and then the examiner will begin part 3 questions, and they will ask you just about any kind of question on that topic, so don't try to predict. Okay. All right. So let's get into this. Let's do this by practice. So I'm going to ask you a question, and then I want you to give me a nice full sentence answer, and then I'll take a look at it. Okay. I'm going to give you some feedback. And after we do a little bit of this, I will call some volunteers, and then we'll practice actual speaking. So here we go, everybody. Some people believe that every person should spend time alone to reflect on their character. Do you agree with this? Why or why not? So give me a nice full sentence answer for this one, okay? This kind of question in part 3, they give you a statement and then they ask you if you agree, okay? So for instance, here's an answer that I could give for this. Let's see if you're thinking the same. So I absolutely agree with the notion that each person needs some solitude to introspect about their behaviors and perspectives. In this way, they can strengthen their positive approaches to the world around them while reducing the negatives. As a parent, I often meditate by myself and recognize when I've made a mistake, such as yelling at my daughter for not finishing her lunch. Okay. All right. So this is my answer here. Again, I'm going for a band 9. So I'm showing you a band 9 answer, which is fluent, accurate, concise, original, has good vocabulary, and answers the question completely. Okay. So let me ask the question again. This is speaking, so make sure to speak and repeat. Okay, speak and repeat. All right. It's very, very important. And then I'll take a look at what your responses are. So let's do this together, okay? Let's start with the question. Here we go. Some people believe that every person should spend some time alone to reflect on their character. Do you agree with this? Why or why not? I absolutely agree with this notion that each person needs some solitude to introspect about their behaviors and perspectives. In this way, they can strengthen their positive approaches to the world around them. While reducing the negatives. As a parent, I often meditate by myself and recognize when I've made a mistake. Such as yelling at my daughter for not finishing her lunch. Okay, so one more time, the whole response. I absolutely agree with the notion that each person needs some solitude to introspect about their behaviors and perspectives. In this way, they can strengthen their positive approaches to the world around them while reducing the negatives. As a parent, I often meditate by myself and recognize when I've made a mistake, such as yelling at my daughter for not finishing her lunch. Okay, so Sonnet has this response here in the chat. Sonnet says, yes, I think everyone should stay alone for the time being so that one would get to know about his abilities. I agree with this statement. Okay, I think, Sonnet, an example would really make this a bit better. Okay. And we need to have a little bit more clarity. So let me fix this a little bit, Sonnet, so it makes more sense in English, okay? So Sonnet, this should read, yes, I think everyone should stay alone for a certain amount of time. So that the person can get to know their abilities and use these for benefit. Okay. All All right, and you said, yes, I think everyone should, so it means that you do agree with the statement. So I wouldn't say I agree with it. Here I would add an example sonnet at the end. So I would say, before deciding on my major in university, I went on a solo hike and recognized that I am in love with nature and my dream is to study biology. Okay. So sonnet, I made quite a few corrections, but kind of still staying on the same idea of what you presented, just giving a clear answer, explanation, example. So sonnet, if you're listening to me, this is what you want to say. Yes, I think everyone should stay alone for a certain amount of time so that the person can get to know their abilities and use these for benefit. Before deciding on my major in university, I went on a solo hike and recognized that I'm in love with nature and my dream is to study biology. Okay? All right. So when you give your answers, you want to answer, explain, example. Okay? And I want to give a chance to many of you for practicing this in real time. So what we are going to do is we are going to reach out to each other and ask and answer questions. Volunteering for speaking, the steps are right here. First, you want to register or a free or a paid account at aehelp.com. Then log into your My Student account. Okay. After you've logged into your My Student account, click on Student Partner Speaking. Make sure that you let the website use your microphone and your speaker, otherwise it doesn't work. And then keep that window open, so don't close the window. Okay, keep it open. And when you want to volunteer, message master, that's the handle I'm using right now. It's easy to recognize, and message I want to volunteer. Okay, and then I will ping you. Smiley emoji. So let me show you how to do that. All right, and so first of all, let's go to the website, and specifically you can use both websites. So you can use this one, the general Ielts, or you can use the academic. The speaking interface works between the two websites. Okay. Use a headset if you have one, and then join our premium Ielts course by clicking the big red button, or the free version by clicking the green button. All right, and then once you do that, once you create your account, you're going to have a My Student account, which is at the top there. Okay, you click on that My Student account and you enter your account, and then in your account you have this Student Partner Speaking. On your mobile phone it will probably look like this, Student Partner Speaking. If you're on a desktop, it will probably look more like this. So click on this Student Partner Speaking and then click I accept. It means you're going to be polite and you are using this out of your own choice. And then you're in this page here, and here you can see there are already lots of students. So we have Arun, we have Luna, me, Jian, and lots more here. And then just send me a message, say I want to volunteer. So ping master, say I want to volunteer, and then I can select you. So Du Yen is volunteering, Juan Pablo is volunteering, Sarah, Adam is volunteering. Okay, so let's start with Juan. Here's Juan. Okay, sup Adrian. All right, very slangish, Juan. Sup with you, Juan. Okay, not much. Just doing some teaching. All right, are you ready? A little slang back at you there, Juan. Let's see if Juan is ready to go with a question here today, and hopefully we'll be able to get going. I think I am. All right. If you think you are, you probably are. All right, Juan. So I will give you a call then. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, Juan. How are you?
I'm good. What about you?
I am doing fantastic. How is life in Argentina?
It's doing well so far.
Eh,
We are still in summer, so the weather is really nice. But it's starting to get a little bit cold. I mean, and maybe cool for this season. So yeah, we're expecting to looking forward to autumn.
All right. Okay. So yeah, you're going from summer into autumn, right? Because you are in the southern hemisphere. Juan, I can hear you, but you're a little bit quiet. So maybe speak up a tiny bit so we can hear you a bit better.
Okay, maybe it's
Okay.
my microphone.
We had some
Ah,
record-breaking colds
yeah.
here.
Give me
Okay.
give me a minute. I think.
Okay. All right, Juan, you still there? Did you figure out the microphone? Not sure what's happening with Juan. I think he's resetting the microphone. We'll give him a couple more seconds. Meanwhile, students, what you can do to make sure that when I connect with you, we can hear each other is just check your system, okay? So call another student and have a couple of words exchanged, and then you'll know that your microphone and speaker are all working fine. All right. I'm not too sure if Juan will be able to reconnect here without me disconnecting, so let me go back to the chat. All right. Juan, I will come back to you when you figure this out, okay? I'm sure you're on it, but I'll circle back to you, okay? So bye for now. I'll come back and we'll chat in a minute. Okay, so we'll leave Juan to figure that out and we'll go on to Yebeth. Okay, Yebeth, are you ready? All right. Hopefully Yebeth is there. And Juan, no worries. Again, like I say, I'll circle back in a question or two. Just send me a message, Juan, when you're ready. Okay. Yebeth, if you're ready, let me know. Okay, cool. Yebeth is ready. Here we go. Hi, Yebeth.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Where are you right now, Yebeth, may I ask?
I'm in the Philippines.
In the Philippines. Okay, awesome. And why are you taking the Ielts exam?
I am planning on working abroad, sir.
What kind of work are you planning to do?
I'm a nurse, so I'm planning on working as a nurse in, if I will get lucky, the United States.
Yeah, nurses make pretty good money in the United States, so that's it's not a bad plan at all. Okay, Yebeth. Well, let me help you on that journey. I will ask you a question, give me a nice full sentence answer, and then I'll give you some feedback. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. So let's talk about solitude. Some people believe that every person should spend some time alone to reflect on their character. Do you agree with this? Why or why not?
I do agree because sometimes things get so overwhelming that you just need time to breathe. A good place to spend some time alone, I think, depends on the person or where he or she is comfortable. For instance, I love watching movies alone, and it may seem strange for some, but for me, it feels I feel really relaxed and refreshed afterwards. So I do this whenever I feel a little bit bad about work because nurses here in the Philippines are not really treated well. So it's getting kind of hard for me sometimes. So that is why I love doing things
All
to make me
right.
relax.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there, Yvette.
I'm sorry.
The examiner would definitely interrupt you at this point. Okay, so you've got great fluency, you've got great pronunciation, you've got good grammar, good vocabulary. I think you're easily in the 7.5 category. And I think you can even get as high as a band 9 with even better information. Okay. So you said, I do agree because sometimes things get so overwhelming. Really try to avoid the word things because it
Okay, sir.
diminishes your vocabulary and coherence. So when you use the word things, you're avoiding better vocabulary, and also the clarity of the information becomes less. So there's always a better word. Like you could say, I do agree because sometimes life gets,
Okay,
okay?
sir.
So you could say daily life gets so overwhelming. And then here, you have to be careful in your response. You're really jumping between your voices. Are you familiar with first, second, third person voice?
Not really, sir.
Okay, so first person voice is yourself, your own opinion. So when you're using first person voice and you're speaking or you're writing, that's when you're using the word I. So it's like I, me, my opinion, this is what I do, this is what I believe. So it's you as the speaker. Okay, that's your first person voice. Is that clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. The second person voice is when you use you and you're talking to your audience. So you should do this, you should do that. That's your second person voice. Okay. Second person because it's not you, it's the second person, right? Third person is when you're talking about everybody in general. Like people do this, individuals do that. Okay. Is that so? Do you kind of understand now? First, second, third person?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, so control that part of your communication. So don't say, I do this, you should do that, people do this, because then suddenly I'm like, are we talking about you, me, or everybody? Right?
Yes, sir.
So usually when we choose a voice, we stay with that voice. So I do agree because sometimes daily life gets so overwhelming that people, okay, so I would go with the third person here. People just can't
Okay.
breathe and they need alone time. Need alone time to be comfortable and recharge. Okay. And then your example, keep it simple. Don't even say for instance. So just go into your
Okay.
example. I like watching movies alone when life is stressful. Like after a hard day of work at the hospital, as I am a nurse. Okay. Or an ICU nurse, even better, intensive care unit nurse. Okay, and then stop. So I'm going to ask the question and then just give the answer, repeat after me. Okay, so here we go. Some people believe that every person should spend some time alone to reflect on their character. Do you agree with this? I do agree because sometimes daily life gets so overwhelming that people just can't breathe. They need alone time to be comfortable and to recharge. I like watching movies alone when life is stressful, like after a hard day of work at the hospital, as I'm an ICU nurse. Some people believe that every person should spend some time alone to reflect on their character. Do you agree with this?
I do agree because sometimes people tend to do things that they are not really aware or they will regret afterwards.
Just a second. Just say the exact same answer that I gave you.
Sorry.
And notice that you're
Sorry.
using the word things again. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
don't use the word
sorry.
things. All right,
Okay,
so
sir. Okay.
just the exact same. I'll say it one more time and then
Okay.
just repeat. If you have to, just read a little bit, okay? So
Okay.
I do agree because sometimes daily life gets so overwhelming that people
overwhelming.
just can't breathe.
Can't
They
breathe.
need
They need
alone
alone
time to be comfortable and to
comfortable
recharge.
to recharge.
I like watching
like
movies
watching
alone
movies
when life
alone
is
when life is
stressful,
stressful,
like
like
after a hard day of work at the hospital, as I'm an ICU nurse. Okay, try it now.
Okay. I do agree because sometimes daily life gets so overwhelming that people just can't breathe and they need alone time to be comfortable and to recharge. I like watching movies alone when life is stressful, like after a hard day of work at the hospital, as I am an ICU nurse.
Nice. Okay, that's what you want to do. Do you
Okay.
see the difference? You notice how you're staying with that first, third person voice and you're very specific with each word, right? It makes a lot of
Yes,
sense.
sir.
Okay, so that's what you want to focus on when you're practicing, and I think you'll get a fantastic score. You'll get like a band 8 or even better. Okay, Beth?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Have an awesome rest of your day. Bye, Beth.
Bye, sir.
All right, everyone, you can give Beth a thumbs up. That was really good. So she went from kind of like an okay answer to a much better answer, and it was really nice to hear. All right, let's see who else we have. I'm going to circle back to Juan Pablo. I think Juan has fixed the microphone issue, so let's give him a chance. I want to be fair here. Juan, hopefully you're there.
Hello?
Hi, Juan.
Can you hear me?
Like you're inside my head.
Good.
I can hear you much, much better. So, yeah, I'm guessing you're using a headset, right?
Actually, no. I have a microphone.
Yeah, you're using a condenser microphone like I am. Yeah, I can hear it. It's like you're inside my head talking. It's like you're my brain. Juan, my Argentinian brain, is talking to me. Okay, Juan. So let's do this. I will ask you a part 3 question. Give me a nice full sentence answer, okay?
Okay.
All right. Here we go. So, what are good places to be alone with your own thoughts?
That's a very interesting question. I think the best places to be alone are the ones where we can be, or people can be in touch with nature. For example, parks, the beach. And here in my city, for example, I live in a desertic area, but we have a really nice river where people can go and spend some time there. I read an article the other day, and it said that being in touch with nature is really helpful for people's emotional development, because it helps them relax and think clearly about their lives and problems.
Okay. All right. So I've got most of what you said, and I made actually a couple of adjustments while you were talking, because I couldn't get you verbatim, but I got you pretty close. That was very good, Juan, by the way.
Thanks.
That would easily be like a band 8 to 8.5, maybe even a 9, depending on your examiner. Once you get into that 8-9 range, it starts to depend also on your examiner what your end mark will be. But I would be comfortable giving that an 8.5 for sure. So it was fluent, it was clear. I like how you bought yourself a little bit of time at the beginning to really think about your answer. So you said, that's a very interesting question. And you kind of dragged out the moment to think about a good idea. And you did come up with a good idea, which was really good. You said, I think the best places to be alone are the ones where we can be. And then you adjusted that we can be to people can be, which is okay. That was an okay adjustment. Not truly necessary, but it was okay. So people can be in touch with nature, parks, or the beach. 2 quick examples. Very good. And then you said, here in my city, when you're giving answers on the Ielts, and this is for everybody, be really specific with cities and countries. So just name the city, right? So Buenos Aires, okay, if you're in Buenos Aires, or Mendoza, if you're in Mendoza, right? So just be really accurate. So here in Mendoza, I live in an urban area, but there's a river where people can go to meditate, get some fresh air, and clear their thoughts. And then you started talking about an article that you read, which stated that, people really need to be in touch with nature to have a higher quality of life. I wouldn't force that. So if you already have an answer, explanation, and an example, then trying to put another piece in there, like I read a research paper or an article, it's not terrible, but you have to be careful, because if the examiner feels like you're just kind of making up information to stretch your speaking and to try to impress them, then they'll just interrupt you. because it's not
Ah.
necessary, right? So you have to kind of feel that. Reflect on the examiner, reflect on your listener. So if you feel like the examiner is getting frustrated, or especially if they interrupt you, then definitely don't keep doing that, right? So just, you can try it once, but if they interrupt you with the next question, then go, okay, I'm going to keep it a little bit simpler. All right. Does that make sense?
Yes, I wanted to like give another example, but yeah, it
It,
wasn't. I see it wasn't necessary.
Exactly.
Maybe.
It's not necessary. And then what ends up happening is the examiner starts to interrupt you. It starts to become a more frustrating conversation. So yeah, one good example is all you need. Let me
Okay.
ask the question, repeat the answer, and then just copy after me. Okay. So, and this is for everybody who's watching. So don't just listen to Juan. Also do it yourself if you're listening. Here we go. So where are good places for people to be alone with their thoughts? That's a very interesting question. I think the best places to be alone are the ones where people can be in touch with nature, like parks or the beach. Here in Buenos Aires, I live in an urban area, but fortunately there's a river where people can go to meditate, and that is a great place. Where are good places for people to be alone with their own thoughts?
That's a very interesting question. I think the best places to be alone are the ones where we can be, or people can be in touch with nature, like parks or the beach. Here in my city, I live in a very urban area, but there is a river where people can go to meditate.
Very good. And you feel like you can feel it, right? It's like, okay, that's done. I don't need more than that. So good,
Yeah.
Juan. Thank you for that fantastic example. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing the idiom, be in touch with nature. I hope everybody caught that little gem of a expression, be in touch with nature. It means to be connected with nature. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day, Juan.
Thank you. You
Thanks a
too.
lot. Thanks for coming
Thank you
back.
for giving me
Okay.
a call.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. So, Juan. Yeah, that was some good audio there for sure. Okay, let's see who else is in here. So we've got more volunteers. Let's reach out to Sarah. All right. Sarah really wants to try because Sarah's exam is on March 3rd. That means on Thursday of next week, Sarah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Keep coming back, Sarah. We'll have a couple more classes before your exam. So make sure to check back. Are you ready? All right, let's see. And I appreciate the thumbs up and the thank yous for Juan. Support each other in the chat. Absolutely. Give each other thumbs up. You have to be really brave, for this. Ken Russell, welcome to our membership. I see that you just joined. That's awesome. Okay, I'm not getting any reply from Sarah here, so I'm really trying to give you a chance here, Sarah, to do a practice response. I'll maybe circle back and see if you come back to the computer. Okay. Let's try Nami. Okay, I'm going with kind of a random approach today. So Nami, are you ready? Let's see if we can find Nami at her computer or mobile phone. Again, students, just a reminder, I say this every now and then, please do not try to volunteer or do this if you're driving or doing something dangerous. That is not a good idea. Okay, only do this when you have full attention available. All right, Nami is ready. Okay. Hello, Nami. I hear that you picked up, but I do not hear your voice. Nami, you have to make sure that your microphone and your speaker are enabled on the website. Rihanna, you joined through our website, aehelp.com. So Rihanna's asking how to join. Okay, so Nami says, I think my audio is not working at the moment. Yeah, you want to test your audio, everyone, in the system, okay? Especially if you're using a mobile device. Yeah, Nami, I'll circle back to you, okay? All right. Meanwhile, I will look for somebody else. Okay. So let's go with Raunak. Let's see if Raunak is there. I'm trying to look for some new names today as well. Raunak, yes, of course. Are you ready? All right. Yep, computers are quite complex these days. Lots of moving parts, different audio setups, microphones, speakers, internet connections. All of those have to be working well. But usually it's not bad. Usually most people figure it out. Again, once you use the websites a little bit, it should become quite simple and forward. Okay, let me reach out here to Raunak. All right, same kind of situation here. I hear that Raunak has picked up, but Raunak, I do not hear your voice. When you're using a mobile, students, I don't know if Raunak is using a mobile and Nomi is using a mobile, but you have to make sure that you enable your internet settings to allow to use your microphone and speaker. I think on mobile there's a separate way to do that. On a computer it's a bit easier because you just get prompted. Okay, so Raunak, check that out. Check with another student. Okay. Raunak says, I am on a laptop. Raunak, then you have to check your settings. Okay, in your settings, you should enable your speaker and your microphone and make sure you don't have any firewalls, national or local, that's blocking communication. Okay, that's the other issue, students, sometimes is that you might have, especially if you're using a certain type of VPN, you could have a block going on as well. Okay, let's try Adam. I have a cousin named Adam. All right, are you ready? Okay. We are reaching across the world, and in some countries it's not easy, especially if you're moving through some Middle Eastern URLs. Okay, here we go. Now I hear some audio. Hi, Adam.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. Where are you, Adam?
Ankara, Turkey.
You're in Turkey.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Are you in Istanbul?
No, I'm in Turkey, in Ankara,
In Ankara. Okay, cool. Right on.
the capital of Turkey.
Okay, awesome. Yes. And why are you doing the Ielts exam, Adam?
For pursuing my master's degree in construction management.
Master's degree in construction management. Very interesting. Very, very
Appreciate
interesting. So you like building?
Yes, I do.
Right. Okay. Lots of that going on in my city. I live in Victoria, and we have a major boom in our city right now. There are big buildings and neighborhoods going up all over the city. So lots of work for construction management. Okay, Adam. So I will ask you a part 3 question. Give me a nice full sentence answer, okay?
Sure.
All right. Here we go. Isolation has been used as a form of punishment for many centuries. Is this acceptable?
As far as I'm concerned, it's not acceptable for several vital reasons. First of all, I think it's divide communities from each other. For instance, there are some countries that doing this, and people by this way lose connection with each other.
Okay. All right. Interesting answer, Adam. You're thinking about isolating countries like embargoes, maybe.
Or North Korea, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Try to think about it a little bit simpler. I know we have a lot of political situations developing in the world, but try to think about it in a little simpler way. So think about isolation on the personal level, on the individual level, right? I think you just realized that. You're like, oh, okay. We're talking about solitude, right? And solitude means spending time alone. So when we talk about isolation for the individual, what are some of the words that come to mind for you?
Relaxing.
Okay. Where do we punish people with isolation?
Sorry. And prison.
Yeah, exactly. In prison, right? So imprisonment. All right. So let's try this one more time. I'm going to ask you the question, and I think you have a better idea around it. So let's take that answer instead. Okay. So here we go. I'll ask you the question. Give me a nice full sentence answer. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Isolation has been used as a form of punishment for many centuries. Is this acceptable?
I believe it's acceptable for several wider reasons. First and foremost, as I think it will help people to change their mind and be after their punishment become a better person. Like in my city, some guy he had some crime. He did some crime and he was in the prison for many years. After he come out from prison, he become a great person, and he changed his personality and the way that he used to be, and he became a great person.
Okay.
I just made an example. It was not real.
Yeah, I felt that, but that was good. That was good because you used the word prison and so on, so it added to your fluency and your vocabulary, and that was good, Adam. Okay, it would be about a band 6.5 on the Ielts exam. Your fluency is good. Your fluency is about a band 7. Your lexical resource is about a band 6, the way that you're using it. I think it could be higher. You have some misused verbs and words. That's why. Your grammatical range and accuracy is about a band 6 to 7, depending on which sentence I'm thinking about. And your pronunciation's about a band 8. Very clear. I understand it. Some slight oddities here and there, but overall a very good pronunciation. So I think it would be a band 6.5. You said, I believe it's acceptable for several vital reasons. I wouldn't use the word vital here. Maybe I would use the word key reasons. And then you said first and foremost. I kind of felt like you're using that just to use it without real purpose. Like you learned it from some video and you're like, okay, I'm going to use it to try to get some more band scores. Maybe say something simple like mostly. It will help people to change their mind is okay. I would say something like improve their behavior. Okay. Okay. And then you said, like in my city, some guy, he did some crime. We don't really, we say sometimes do crime. We don't say had crime. So that was an okay correction. There's a better verb for crime. Do you know what the verb is that we use in English usually for crime?
Library? No.
It starts with a C. He committed. You commit a crime. Okay, commit.
Or convinced.
No, the verb is commit. A person commits a crime. So, like in my city, some guy, he committed a crime. Okay, and then come up with a crime. He broke into a bank. Okay. So be specific. And he was imprisoned. You can actually use that as a verb as well. Imprisoned for many years. Okay. After he came out from prison, he became a better person. All right, so let's try this. I'm going to ask the question, give this answer, and then you can repeat after me. Okay, Adam?
Okay.
All right, here we go. So isolation has been used as a form of punishment for many centuries. Is this acceptable? I believe it is acceptable to use isolation throughout history for several key reasons. Mostly it helps people to improve their behavior. Like in my city, some guy, he committed a crime. He broke into a bank. He was imprisoned for many years. After he came out, he became a great citizen. Isolation has been used as a form of punishment for many years. Is this acceptable?
I believe it's acceptable for several key reasons. Mostly it will help people to improve their behavior. Like in my city, some guy, he committed a crime. He broke into a bank and he was imprisoned for many years. After he came out from prison, he became a great citizen.
Much better. So you see, it's clear, right? It's more to the point. Okay. You heard when I read it, I put some other pieces in there. So I used a bit more of the question in my answer. So for many centuries throughout history or for the past several hundred years. So you can also use the question in your answer to help you give more accurate detail. Okay, so don't forget that. Also, it's present perfect. So we want to use present perfect in our answer as well, like has been used. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Adam.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for volunteering, and I hope that one day I will see some beautiful big buildings and projects that you work on.
You will see it one day.
Awesome.
I'm sure.
Awesome, Adam. Okay. Bye for now. Have a great day.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, that was Adam. Okay, let's see if I think it was Nomi that was really or Nami, sorry. I'm going to actually text or message Nami here, see if Nami is ready. Nami, did you figure out the audio? I'm not sure. Let's see if Nami figured out the audio. I want to be true to my word. Give this chance. Liuko54 says, good job, Adam. My one says, great job, Adam. This topic is about solitude. So thank you, by the way, students, for supporting each other. It's really nice to reflect. Okay. All right. So Nami says, I'm ready to volunteer again. Hopefully my audio is okay. All right, Nami, I'll give you another shot here. Let's see what happens. All right, Nami, I'll give you another shot here. Let's see what happens.
Hello, Mas.
Hi, Nami. Mute YouTube.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Absolutely. Make sure to mute your YouTube. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Okay, Nami. So what was the audio situation?
I think I figured it out by now. I moved browser.
Okay. All right. The reason I'm asking is probably some other students are having the same issue, right? So whatever the reason was for you might be, the reason for you or for others, sorry. Okay. Nami, so you have your exam March 3rd, right?
No. I'm going to take my Ielts on 2nd March.
2nd of March, so even earlier. So that was somebody else that said March 3rd. Okay, so you have yours on Wednesday. And why are you taking the Ielts exam?
I'm planning to participate in this exchange program.
Where are you planning to travel?
I'm planning to go to Spain.
Spain. Okay, interesting. Yeah, IELTS is needed in many places, even countries that don't speak English. And where are you right now?
I'm from Indonesia.
Indonesia. So from Indonesia to Spain. Okay. Well, that's a pretty big journey. It's a pretty long journey. Okay, Nami. So I will do my best to help you reach your goal on getting into that exchange program and making your way to Spain. May I ask which city? Are you going to Madrid?
I'm sorry.
Madrid, or do you know the city that you'll go to in Spain?
Oh, I'm planning to Barcelona.
Barcelona. Okay, cool. Right on. All right. So I'm going to go back and just pick one of these three questions here that we're covering. Let me see, which one should it be? Let's go with this one. So where are good places for people to be alone with their own thoughts?
I think it depends of because each people has their own preference to go for when they want to settle up their thoughts or when they are having a lot of thoughts. Before me, I think that my room is my safest place to be alone with my own thoughts because when I go outside, it is very much a hassle for me to go outside. But sometimes, whenever uh, I am stuffed in my own room, I would go to I would go for a solo city tour because I enjoy to watch city lights.
Okay. All right. Nami, that was about a band 5.5-ish. Okay, roughly. That would be my estimate there is a band 5.5. It's a bit confusing, and I'm not sure if I got a clear answer about where are good places for people to go to be alone with their thoughts. I got the answer that for you, it's your room. Okay, so I know that for you, it's your room. And then even that part was a little bit confusing for me because you started to talk about going out to the city and seeing the city lights. So by the end of it, I was thinking like, okay, so the room is good for you because going out is a hustle, but you do like to go outside because you like the city lights. But my question was, where are good places for people to go? And the only answer I got for that was, it depends. Are you following me with this a little bit? So I don't really have clarity as the examiner, and the grammar, the vocabulary was somewhat confusing. Okay. Now, I think your English is not bad. I think that, I think you can get a better score. I think you can get a 6.5 by changing your thinking a little bit. Okay. A lot of students do this. I think it depends. Okay. Don't do that on the IELTS. And I don't recommend it in most communication. Okay. It depends is wishy-washy. So I used this word a couple of classes before. It's unclear. It doesn't give a definite answer. It's kind of like a gray or a gray zone. We don't have a lot of value. It's like using the word things. It depends. Okay, well, that's kind of a conversation stopper, right? So to you, but to also to a lot of other students out there, don't use the it depends. It depends is rarely an accurate concept or a good concept to follow. Does that make sense?
Okay. So what I need to improve is to give clear, like, get right to the point of the question, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So, and definitely avoid the it depends. So you want to say something like a couple of good places right away. Use the question. A couple of good places. A great way to do that is to use the question. A couple of good places for people to go and think about life and their decisions. And then you said your room, right? So use that information, use your own experience, and think about their decisions are a private space, like their bedroom, or in an open space, like a walk around the neighborhood. Okay, where they are not distracted by others. Okay, and so use the information that you want to say anyway, but in a clear, more direct way. Okay, and then you can give an example, like this is exactly what I did the other day while I was thinking about my plans to travel to Spain. Okay, so much more direct. All right, let me repeat this and then copy after me. Okay, so one more time. Where are good places for people to be alone with their own thoughts? A couple of good places for people to go and think about life and their decisions are private spaces like their bedroom, or in an open space like a walk around the neighborhood where they're not distracted by others. This is exactly what I did the other day while I was thinking about my plans to travel to Spain. Where are good places for people to be alone with their own thoughts?
A couple of good places for people to go and think about life and their decision are a private space like their bedroom, or in an open space like a walk around the neighborhood where they are not distracted by others. This is exactly what I did the other day while I was thinking about my plans to travel to Spain.
Okay, much better. Did you feel that? You feel how that's just so much for me, the listener. It's like, oh, okay, A, B, this is me.
Yeah,
Yeah?
okay.
All right. Be confident, be strong, be confident. And I think you'll do great. So I think as long as you practice that, just giving these very kind of straight answers, then you will be able to get a 6.5. Okay?
Okay, hopefully. Thank
I'm
you.
sure. All right. You're very, very welcome. And I'm sure you will make it to Barcelona. Keep your eye on the
Thank
prize,
you so
okay?
much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, Nami. Bye-bye. All
Bye,
right,
Master.
everyone.
Yay.
So give Nami a thumbs up. Keep your fingers crossed for Nami to make her great trip from Indonesia to Spain. I think the Spanish will benefit from having such a lovely person in their midst. All right, students. So that is it for today. I'm going to stop there. And we will continue next week. Do not worry. Next week I will be back on Wednesday with speaking part 1. Again, everybody, we were using the website aehelp.com for academic IELTS, and we were using gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. Both of those websites have tons and tons of materials to help you improve and get higher band scores on your next IELTS exam. Check us out there. Join us. My name is Adrian. I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria, and you should always remember that you are brilliant, beautiful people. Never let anybody tell you otherwise. Thank you to our volunteers. Thank you to our members for their support. Much love. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye, everyone.